In the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there stand two giants in the Orcish psyche, Gork and Mort. Some say they are cunning, some say they are brutal, and every orc worth his chopper will tell you something different. If you wander into an orc camp late at night, you'll hear the boys arguing about which is which, usually between gut laughs and rounds of squig stew. Today we're going to dive into the green, squishy world of orc beliefs, smashing through the rumors and half-baked theories to uncover what these two big green gods really mean to us boys. Picture this: a horde of orcs rolling across the galaxy, gun turrets blazing and feet stomping. They don't have fancy libraries or philosophical treatises. Their version of scripture is more like graffiti on their war machines. But if there ever were gods, they'd look and act pretty much like orcs. Violent, loud, and constantly one-upping each other. So instead of incense and hymns, you get explosions and war cries. Gork and Mor are the embodiment of that madness. Now let's try to make sense of the senseless. If you were expecting a polite, scholarly exploration of theology, you're in the wrong war zone. We're talking about orcs here, not librarians. Imagine two cosmic orcs watching all of reality as a gladiatorial arena. Whenever an orc does something really smart or really smashy, one of the gods quietly boops a giant scoreboard, +1 victory. They probably kick back in the warp with a mug of Ilar's worst brew, laughing their heads off at our expense. If anything, Gork and Mor are the universe's biggest troll gods. They know orcs can't help themselves, so they let every boy believe they're the chosen one. Whether it's for sneaky strategy or walloping brutality, if you ask an orc historian had to knock his knuckles first, he'll say, it's either one or the other. Don't care as long as they let us keep shooting stuff. That's the official war boss approved stance. Who the hell are Gork and Mort? First things first. Gork and Mort aren't exactly the kind of gods you'd find in a spice-smelling Imperial Chapel nope. These two are the prime orc deities, the twin war gods of the Great Wa. They don't hand out commandments or give you a sermon. An orc's idea of worship is more like taunting his enemy and then punching it. In Warhammer lore, if orcs ever cared about lore, Gork is described as brutal but cunning, whereas Mort is cunning but brutal. Some say it's a difference, but honestly, to most orcs, it's just wordplay. Everyone in the galaxy is arguing which is which, but that misses the point. Gork and Mort just want more DACA by any means necessary. One might glance at maps, another might swing a bigger club, but if you're an orc, that's effectively the same thing. You might wonder why an orc needs two gods at all. The answer is simple. Orcs are never satisfied with just one reason to punch stuff. Two gods double the excuses. Legend says the first orc war bosses were so massive and rowdy that the warp took notice and created Gork and Mort to keep up others' joke that Gork and Mort might actually be the first two orcs who got bored and wandered into the warp. If that's true, maybe Gork yelled war so loudly it echoed through reality, and now every gunshot on an orc planet responds with, "Yep, we heard you, oi." In any case, asking an orc, "How many gods do you have?" is pointless. Trying to count orc gods is like hearing squigs, messy and painful. Instead, just remember, Gork and Mort exist because orcs needed someone to give style points for smashing stuff. Even the orcs themselves aren't sure which god does what. It's like an eternal orc joke. I'll be the big thinker. That's Mort. You be the big smasher. That's Gork. Oh, wait. Swap. They literally trade Nepal canisters when they get confused. If you see an orc bragging about a clever trap or gloating over an overkill smash, just smile and nod. In either case, pretend it's because of the boys in green. The real answer from any orc's mouth is usually just, if it's loud and deadly, it's Gork's doing. If I just got tricked and crumped, that's Mort. Yeah, end of story. Let's talk about orc religion. Now, if you imagine solemn chapels and quiet prayer, you've never been near an orc mob. Orc prayer basically means painting your gear in bright colors, yelling at the sky, and then shooting at the nearest target. There's no holy book, if anything. Orcish scripture is doodled on chopper handles or sprayed on stumpas. Real Orcish worship happens in the heat of combat or over a frothy mug of lukewarm grog. Rather than incense and chanting, orcs have shooting and stomping. When the guns are blazing and the Gretchen, that's orcs' servants, are squealing, Orcs feel closest to Gore and Mort. In Orc belief, these gods don't impart morals. They reward results. Nail the shot, and chances are Mort crowls in glee. Smash an enemy's skull, and Gork gives a thumbs up. Only, harder and with more drool. It's all about no.